there's a strong contract behind it. It's not like, oh, will you bring, no, please. Because we are not very good people generally, let's face it. And therefore, you have to watch the income. So, my advice to you is, please, as you make money, certainly divest. Don't divest too far away from the core of the business. And if you are, say, in a corporate world and you have a salary, the way to go is probably try the hobby that you have as a business. In that case, you're having a bit of fun, but you're getting a bit of money coming in. And when you think the hobby is taking shape and you're getting more insight, you're getting more attracted to it, look at it seriously with how you did it, how we divested into other places, and how we did it in some occasions, and we have to deal with what we have. So I'm really happy to be here, and I'll continue with the Q&A session. Thank you very much.
Okay, so Mr. Amoabeng deserves another round of applause. We are trying to make some seats available, so please bear with us. Very soon we'll get you some seats so you can sit comfortably. It's time for questions and answers. Definitely you have some questions you want to ask Mr. Amoabeng. Maybe I'll be the first to ask. You did mention that when the government came for you, you don't know why. Have you found out why?
The reason why, I don't want to talk about it because basically I don't dwell in the past. I don't hate people. I don't bear grudges. And I just brush things away. But the Bible says you should know chance. You need to come to church. So I don't want to stand here and say they did this and they did that. I don't care. So excuse me, I don't want to go there. I want to forget it and I've forgotten it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So we have a few hands up. Hey, please come this way, boss, so we can give you the microphone. Please come this way. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
Sorry, I didn't came. I just came, but I never told the story. I wanted to ask that as a young entrepreneur, I do other jobs and I do my own business on weekends. My was recently where I said to myself, I want to focus on my business and stop the work that I'm doing for someone. My sister told me that no. If you start focusing on your own business and it doesn't work out, you lose that job and the salary that comes. So I wanted to ask, as a young entrepreneur myself, how do I deal with this fear? Because I want to start my own business. I do it on weekends and I want to do it full time so that I'll stop the work that I'm doing for others. So how do I deal with this kind of fear that it might not work? Thank you.
So I think I made a point about it that, you know, it's good to have a job, but the way salaries don't meet the living standard, it's always good to be looking at what you could do in addition to the job initially. Now, let's say you are good at arranging flowers or growing flowers or even growing snails or doing whatever it is. Try it on a small scale, very small scale. And then when you think, yes, I can see the revenue streams, I can see what the cost should look like, do a small business plan. Business plan doesn't mean you have, what do you call it, some document and all those. It's exercise 2 pages. You can write what are the costs like, what the capital I need to start. on the very low scale. At least start a business small. Don't think about big businesses, because it's only a hobby that you're trying to realize as a full-time business. And when you've done that, you may need a bit more capital. In this case, you go to family and friends, you raise that small capital and start that business. Now, that will give you a good indication. And you know, when you start small and you fail, you can go to your friend and say, because I need you, 2,000 and go for and it will not spoil your friendship, because it's only 2,000. But you go for somebody's 20,000, you can't go there and say, I need you like that. Because it's like, you do my own savings, you've taken it and wasted it. That would be critical. You know, another thing is that if you need, let's say, 10,000, don't go for 10,000 for one person. Go for about 5 people, 2,000, 2,000. Tell them exactly what you're going to do and what you, when you pay, how you pay, and what you pay them as interest. Most times, we want to start something, and we say, oh, and they call me my home, they call me off my home, it's money, and money is going to use. So when you go and ask for it, discuss what you're going to use it, convince them, and then it shouldn't be too much money, and talk about interest or return on the money. It doesn't matter how small. Because otherwise, they'll put in a savings account and get interest on it. Even if it's your money, you must talk about that. Now, you take that money and you give it a good shot. And when you get to the point where you see that, listen, with 10,000, I'll be able to do this. So if I have 50, 100,000, I'm going to earn a lot more than my salary. Then you can leave your work knowing that you now have your 8 to 5 p.m. to put into your own job. And therefore, give it a good shot. But you've tried it and you know it works. So the exposure is not too much. And that's the way to go. Thank you very much.
So, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Gideon, and I am the former SRC president of the University of Energy and Natural Resources. Currently, I'm having a national service. So, since you spoke a bit about politics, you know, and because some of us, that's where basically we start our political life from. So, my question is that looking at how the youth need you and how your rich experiences is needed in Ghana and the world, if you are given another opportunity, are you going to start UT again? And I know that now we are not going to start with from extra that research that we should always look for experiences. And 2, a world which is being powered by AI now. Basically now, I read computer science, and these days, after finishing my degree, with just a prompt from ChatGPT, everything that I learned within the 4 years, Chat can just give me really, and even give me more better experience than what I learned in school. So my other question is that, how do you advise her to leverage on the AI world, the current world that we have, to still fit in the world that it's really emerging? So these are basically my questions. Thank you.
The first question is, if I will start UT again, I don't think so personally. Because at the age of 63, in 2015, I retired on my own accord from the company and the firm that I had built. So at 73, there's no way I'm going to get up at 8 o'clock and go and sit there and say I'm going to prove anything to anybody. But, depending on how the discussion with the government goes, if they want us to start at the bank, I have all the expertise, and we can get some young people to actually start a bank on a different level. That's what I would say. But me personally, to come and see me as CEO, you will never find me like that. I won't go. I don't have anything to prove to anybody. I've done my bit, and God has blessed me with that. So amen.
Amen.
Now the second question about using AI and all those. You see, let me give you this world. What people want is only 2 things. Every human being wants to save time and wants quality time. Period. AI, computer science, IT, name it, all it does is to let people save time. So you can go through a lot of information with your AI and everything, and it saves time. Because to go through that information to arrive at those decisions, without AI, it could take you years. So all the systems and the improvement in this world is about saving time and giving us comfortable time. So definitely you have to use AI because it's the order of the day. If you don't use it, anybody who is using it is going to capitalize on it, and you will be in the doldrums. So certainly you use the available technology, the best, to ensure that you can save your clients and your people time as they demand. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and God bless you for gathering the leaders of the present, leaders of today, to inspire them. My question is, in your submission, you did mention that we should be mindful about lending to others. We live in a world, lending money to others. We live in a world that the Bible says that do unto others as you want others to do unto you. So if I'm being skeptical about lending my money to others, and when I also find myself in a way that I want to borrow money from others, how do I do it? And even when I'm borrowing money or lending, people are asking me for money and I have, at times I feel conscious of why am I not giving? So how best can a young person go through it? My second question, what advice would you give to a motivated young man who wants to create an impact? You did mention that when you have a business idea and bring it into fruition, you should solve a problem. So if a passionate young individual has brought out an organization inspiring the youth, the organization is from the scratch. He's also trying to leverage up in his career. What advice would you give to such a young individual in funding for the organization and also growing up in his career and to do well? Thank you.
What is your first question?
First question is about lending.
The fact that you know from somebody before, I don't see where there's a process.
And take this one.
That you have to go through. You have to actually do a bit of work, even if it's personal lending, and let them sign a bit of contract, which is enforceable. So if one thing wanting to dash the money, or just throw it away and hoping that it will come back, that one is at your own risk. But otherwise, if you really want to help somebody, don't get shy about it, don't get embarrassed about it. Even if it's your mother or your father, tell them that, listen, I'll give you the money, but under these terms, you have to sign here and take a lawyer if possible to get a document that you can actually report. Don't just give money, because who does this money? Me, with all the bad things that I have, I'm going to take the rest of the money. And I come and sit in the office. People come, sometimes 20 with tears, with their documents, I give them money, I evaluate the project, I give them the money, they go and then they chop the money, and I go, and then I don't sleep. And then I go at dawn or midnight to go and change that so I can get the money and put back for the owners of the money. They say I'm a bad man. I said, why? So I should let the bad people chop the money. And that's Ghanaian mentality. So if you want to learn, be ready to put your life at stake. That's all I have to say. The second question is about what? Did you record the second question? Okay, the thing about foundation is it's good. I've seen a lot of young people forming foundation. And is it because you really have something to give, or you have an idea that you think you want to take money to put it, or it's for your own survival? Sometimes I feel that people want to raise money for their own survival. It's not really, it's a facade. Like, oh, I want to have this, there's advantage people and things like that. And the money that they raise, it's about themselves first. And then they will take a few pictures of some kind of activity and marketing it and so on and so forth. So if you are genuine about it, yes, you can say, but every activity that you undertake should serve two purposes, like I said. It should save people time, and it should also make people comfortable. Two things, period. So if your foundation is actually to help people to save time or to make the disadvantaged more comfortable, then you have a purpose. But it shouldn't be your way of making a living. It should actually require sacrifices from you because it's a call. If it's really a foundation, it's a call, and therefore you should be prepared. I mean, my foundation, people are paying with their foundation. You come and see me and my young people in our chance in the jungle. And sometimes I'm on the streets with them, exercising and things like that, just because of the message I want to send to them. And it requires sacrifices. So if you are ready to sacrifice and you have a real product or service, then you can go ahead and God bless you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today. Like you talked about, I was talking about 5 years ago, I came up with an idea, Empower Worldwide, educated public on parental alienation. Parental alienation is a phenomenon that affects us, every human being. Most importantly, divorcees, broken homes, and the agenda was to go through parliament, universities, ICCs, and raise awareness on the topic, because I see how it has affected people throughout their lifespan, throughout the continuum of living compared to the aged population. And it affects everybody on the continuum differently, psychologically, physically, socially, like a lot. So finally, I wrote books. I couldn't do the organization, like the foundation, because my kids were young. And I live in the state with them. I'm investing in their education, making sure they have quality foundation. Now I have been able to write 2 books, Mending Broken Bonds. And that is what brought me here today. I have started to the stage where I want to edit it and publish it. And I know you wrote books, so when I saw the flyer, I thought I would be here and ask you, did you use like a private agency for the editing? Did you do it yourself, or how did you go about it? So that I can learn from that. The second question is, for a person that is not ready to relocate or retire and come and be in Ghana and have real estate, projects, how do you manage that virtually from not being present and still be successful without the last minute? So as a business owner, I just have some tips to share with that. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. The second question.
Mr. Amoabeng, before you continue, if it's possible to take maybe just 2 more, and then unfortunately we need to have the second speaker speak, so just 2 more. I'm sorry. So, yes, madam, and please keep it brief.
One more.
Very brief. And 1 question, please. I thank you for the opportunity and for all the things that you have shared. So you mentioned that we should have a core business and then build all other businesses around that. So what if you initially had a thriving business and then eventually you built another business or other businesses around it, and then those businesses end up thriving? Do they now become the core business, and then how do you ensure that you are not losing track from your initial business to now the new businesses that are giving you more streams of income than the one you originally started?
Thank you, sir. My name is Louis Ejebani. And the question I want to ask is based on your experience with your company as in a core business that you built other businesses from. So I want to find out, what do you make of it? Is it that the collapse of that entire empire is as a result of having it being a core business and the ripple effect of that? And if you had an opportunity to be like a young me, you want to go back into that, what would be the new business model you would have used so you stay afloat? Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Kasati. So I want to ask a question that, was UT your major source of income? And if yes, what was the motive behind making it your major source of income? And if no, did you have any plan that UT would fail? That's my question.
Thank you very much. My name is Guillaume Sarchum. I'm a Kufuor scholar. A Kufuor scholar. Yeah. My my question is based on the beliefs you gave us. You mentioned that we should be honest. But there is this statement that says that business is not about honesty, it's about strategy. So I want to know your take on it. Business is not about honesty. No. It's about strategy. So I want to know your take on it, if that statement is true or not.
Thank you so much. So, Emmanuel, is on the University of Ghana City Campus Vice President. My question is, can you share a common mistake you've seen beginners or professional beginners make trying to build multiple income streams and how to avoid? So my question is, can you share a common mistake or a challenge that you've seen beginners make when trying to build multiple income streams, and how to avoid them?
See if I see my own highlighting. I think the first question was about foundation. That is the lady was saying. Yeah, you wanted to build a foundation to save families and all those things. Yes. I think it's a laudable thing, my personal opinion, because the repercussion of having broken homes and all those things goes far and wide. I'm Robert, I'm all for broken homes. That people in their homes and they will come before realize because somebody didn't look after their child, or left the woman and the woman couldn't have a child, so on and so forth. So it's a laudable thing, but are you doing it in Ghana? Yeah. Yeah, and you want to write you wrote the books. See me in Chambers. I will share my experience with you. Okay, I'll give you my number so you see me. But she wants to write a book. She's finalized the book, but she wants to put the book out there. And because I've written 3 books, I think I'm in a position to help. And then you were also talking about real estate and trying to get real estate from outside. This one, don't have to save anything. Even if you give the money to your mother, I swear, you won't find a problem. It's an old story. I tell you, we are bad people. But of course, there are a lot of real estate companies now that are credible. So you have to do a lot of research. Again, I can help you with some of them. With a small down payment, they can give you one and you keep paying, and eventually the title will be transferred to you. So now it's changed. But don't give the money to your brother, your uncle, or your mother, or something, and say they should pay for it. I beg you. You have bought the land and you are building. But nowadays, and my own brother, there's an app somewhere. He is in Arizona and he knows what's happening on his building. Real time. So maybe you should look for that and you know exactly what's happening. And then you have a trusted person. And if they are not doing it, you know they are not doing it. If they do it, you see it. Not that they give you a report. After the report, before you come, it's not your house. It's somebody's house they are doing it. So look for the app, which you can actually look at from wherever you are and know real time what's happening to your property. Okay? Thank you very much. And then there was a question about a new business becoming your new core business. That's very interesting. So, let's say you are a watching person, and then you realize that people want Wode with the watching. So you start bringing Wode, and then you start selling Wode on the side. Before you realize the Wode is making more money than the watching, it's up to you to make a critical decision. Whether you now become Wode specialists and supply the watching people, or keep to the watching. But I think it's up to when you see the income streams for the various businesses or investments that you have to make a decision when to pay attention and put the right attention there. So it differs from business to business, but it's up to you to make a constant assessment. For example, we had UT Properties, which was doing very well. We also had some companies that were not doing too well. But the issue is you don't let it go. I think sometimes there's a balance. For example, we had UT Private Security that was making losses. And it was intentional. But those losses were to ensure that we had high-class security people at our installations. So we didn't care about it. Right? But some people, it's a main business that is security property. So it depends. You have to do the evaluation where you go. So you can actually start with a core business and move your attention to another core business because you've seen it and you've seen the figures that come out of it. Okay, then somebody asked, I think the next question is the business model for UT, if I would, in hindsight, if I would change it. And I think I said that, listen, we have too much enviness and jealousies and enmity and people think about us. In hindsight, I should have called properties UT properties. I should have called UT logistics. I should have just given them different names, but they could have served the same purpose that these companies were serving to financial institutions, even if they were called Ama Properties and Akosia Logistics. But it's because we're transparent and honest about what we're doing. And we wanted to tell the story that this is where we've arrived at. From one room, we've grown this, we've got this. It was good. I believe it was a good Ghanaian story that has to be told. And we got a lot of acknowledgements and awards and things like that. So it's good, but in hindsight, we should have given them different names, if nothing at all. Okay? Whether UT was major source of income. The income for UT was more than I needed. So I didn't get that question right. I said, was UT my major source of income? When I started, yes, it was a major source of income. After a while, it was more than I needed, so I wasn't even thinking about the income. I was thinking about how to put the money into other investments or other income streams. That's how it came. And then you asked whether I foresaw UT failure or something like that. Was that a question? Yes, sir. Yeah, no, I didn't. I felt we were so big that we could never go down. Because, as I've said, so a whole lot of places, banks are not closed the way UT Bank was closed. I mean, I was in Ukraine. I woke up in the morning, Monday morning. I had resigned as CEO for about 20 months, so I wasn't really thinking UT. And then everybody, when I picked up my phone, I had missed calls, about 60-something missed calls. That's it. I had a phone here, but I'm on. Then I called my daughter, I said, why is everybody calling me? And he said, you haven't listened to me. So, no, I don't think UT would go. And honestly, and for you guys, let me detach myself from this. How many times do we get Ghanaian story, like the UT story, recognized outside? I had to go and talk to people at Stanford, at Oxford, John Walker recognized that, or in Nigeria. It doesn't come like that. So why would the country create an indigenous company and kill it, and kill the story? But I don't mind, I'm going to die. So if they had kept it, I think it would have been inspiration for a lot of people. And that is why I've written books to keep the story alive and tell the story. And one thing, if you don't tell your own story, they will put story in your mouth. So me, I've written it. If you think it's not the truth, come up and let's see. So I don't see that it was going to go down, and it's unfortunate, but we've lived through it. And thanks to God for that. Amen. Then my young man said, I mentioned honesty in business, that he thinks business is about strategy. Why would you say that? So the crooks have the strategy. Is it good business? So the strategize will take the money and chop the money and they will not pay. That is not good. You see, this brings me to my philosophy in life. That we come into this world with nothing. But we come to this world because God or the Creator puts us here with special features, special qualities to effect some kind of change. So we are here to make this world a better place. But we come with nothing, so how do you make it a better place? You have to acquire worldly things, things of this world, before you can effect the change with the things that you acquire. And if you acquire those things dishonestly, you're already causing negative impact. So for me, I don't even care what you do with it. So you must acquire the worldly things in an honest mode so that you do not cause negative impact. And the important thing is to use whatever you acquire to make the world a better place. And then when you die, you go with nothing. It's a very interesting world. So once you are in this world, stay honest, create wealth. And the worldly things, one, don't die. Stay alive. That is why what we call suicide is a serious crime. Don't kill yourself. God has suffered to put you here. Two, stay healthy. Because you are not healthy, you can't do much. Three, acquire great values. Because the values will let you have the right impact. If you don't have values, you won't make it. Four, acquire education, lots of it. But if you don't know about the world, you can't change it. And then other material things, make money if you can. Acquire properties, whatever, material things if you can. It's not compulsory, but the more you have those things, the more chances that you can impact this world positively. The warning is this. As you acquire the worldly things, people then praise you and worship you. Oh, that man, the cars is there, 20. So you want more cars, you want aeroplanes, you've gone off at a tangent. It is not the acquisition, it's what you do with it. This matters. So being honest, for me, comes before the strategy. Strategy, not based on honesty, is useless. And it's even satanic. Then I have the last one here, which is common mistake for young businesses. This is very, very cool. The common mistake that young businesses do is that they say, oh, I want to start a business. I put say, and they go. They take trotro or taxi, they go to the restaurant, and they come, they go and ask for price and things like that. They say, oh, I want to form a company. The first problem is the structure of the company. Sometimes 4 friends from university, and they developing something and so forth. Oh, let's form a company. Okay, 25%, and that 4 of us. Structure for disaster. Some people are very good friends when there's no money, but when there's money, you can't do it. The reverse is also true. Some people, when there's hardship, they are good. And when there's hardship, they are not good. But when there's money, then they pretend to be good. And the problem most people, and I've done that, I've caused that problem so many times. Sit with your friend, your uncle, whoever you want to partner, and think of what they are bringing to the table before you start giving out shares. That is the fundamental, the profile of what you're going to build. Now, one thing I advocate is that the visionary, the one who comes with the idea, should try at all times to keep more than 50% of the shares. Because if he or she leaves the company is dead. But he or she is carrying the vision. Now, the way to do that is, if let's say you decide that you need 100,000 to start a business, you tend to think you need capital of 100,000. If you're not careful, one person has 80,000 or 100,000, and he or she brings the money, therefore they own the company. Now, you should bring the capital as low as possible. So let's say you need 100,000. You said, okay, fine, I'm the visionary, I got the whole idea. The capital should be 10,000. Everybody should bring whatever percentage. Then it's easier to come up with a portion of the 10,000 than coming up with a portion of the 100,000 where you don't have it. If you don't bring the capital out, somebody with the money will hijack the company. So the visionary should should make sure they bring the capital down. And the partner who can bring extra money should bring as a loan, and you pay interest on it. It's as simple as that. My own experience, there was a guy, Charles somebody, and he came to me and he said, early stages unit trust, I needed 200 million cities, old cities. And he said, oh, I can give you 200 million, but I'll take 60%. And I said, hey, you want to employ me? He said, oh, no, you have 40%. I said, no. Then I went to bed and thought about it. And I said, Charles, let's talk again. I will give you the 60%, but on one caveat. At any point in time that the company has worked and I have the money, I can buy 20% from you. And he said, no. I said, you're a bad man. So there are ways and means of fixing it. You can even give them bigger percentage, but put in the caveat that you can buy them back. It depends on the people you are dealing with. So the first problem I have about new businesses is not funding, it's about the structure of the business. I've given away at least 5 businesses. I have to take a walk. But we get to a place where the misunderstanding is so severe that it should end up in court. I won't go to court. And I look at you and say, I'm young, I have more ideas. Sign here, I'm out, take it. And I've done it several times. But it's not a good thing to do because starting is always difficult. I think in my case, it was good because God wanted me to do bigger things. He said, leave this person go. You know. But get the structure straight. Then apart from that is the funding. And what I told you is that the funding comes the funding, it's a new business. Don't waste your time going to any bank or financial institution in Ghana that you have an idea and you want to loan. You won't get it. It's as simple as that. Those who will give it to you are those who have known you over some time. That is friends, relatives, family. Those are the people you go to. And that is why it's important that you stay a person of integrity as you're growing up. Because when you go to them and they say, Kofi Amoabeng say business, that's how it happens. Well, that's what they're doing. Why is it, hey, what's he saying? Another guy, when he said we'll do something, he said also, then they'll look at it positive and try and do it. But then the other point is, don't ask for too much money. You can target 5, 10 people and give a presentation to them and say, now listen, I'm trying to raise 100,000. If you can give me 10, after 2 months, if I haven't raised it, I will return your 10. But if after 2 months I've raised it, I will pay you interest of so much every month or every year or something. Then you're a good person, they will listen to you. I swear they will listen to you. When you go and you say, hey, I've got this good plan, one, you're not a person of integrity, they will look at you and laugh at you. If you're a person of integrity, you don't talk about the interest you're going to pay to them. So I can't say it's going to make so much money, but my money, you didn't say anything about it, they won't give it to you. So funding is critical, but it depends how you approach it. And this is the sort of thing that I have to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's give him a standing ovation, ladies and gentlemen. I think he deserves a standing ovation. He's a legend for a reason. Thank you so much. The town captain, Prince Kofi Amoabeng. Please, you can take a seat. And you can take your seat as well. We've learned so much today, so it's time for us to meet our second speaker. And this young man is doing so much. If you've been to his social media page, you'll know that he's impacting a lot on his social media page. He's trying as much as possible to spread wealth through social media. Take a look at his video.
Derek Abayete is a dynamic entrepreneur, pharmacist, and a transformational coach, renowned for his expertise in business development, healthcare, and real estate. As the Business Development Director for Active Groups and founder of Crux Homes, Derek has built thriving companies in both the UK and Ghana, bridging opportunities across continents. He is also the creator and host of the Connected Minds podcast, a platform that has grown to a remarkable 900,000 plus audience worldwide, ranking as the #1 podcast in Ghana and among the top 200 business podcasts globally. Through his coaching and mentorship programs, Derek empowers young entrepreneurs and professionals to break free from limiting beliefs, build generational wealth, and create businesses that stand the test of time. Derek's compelling message is simple and yet profound. Success is not reserved for the privileged. It is available to anyone willing to unlearn, rewire their mindsets, and bet on themselves. Through his work, he challenges the status quo, urging his audience to break generational curses, overcome fear, and boldly pursue a life of purpose, financial independence, and impact. Derek Abaite stands as a beacon for a new generation of thinkers and builders who refuse to settle for mediocrity and are ready to take full ownership of their destiny.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear the YPB out of the way as well from Derek Abaite. Let's do it. Let's continue talking for him till he knows the stage. Hello, Derek. Hope you're ready.
Hello. How are we? Okay, so has anyone seen the Connected Minds podcast? Anyone? Wow, thank you. If, I got a phone call from Wode that, he's very busy today, so I should step in for him. But I thank God I came because this is a beautiful audience and I've learned so much from them. Now, in the age of the internet, there are a few things that you have to do. In fact, Aristotle said that the purpose of knowledge is action, not more knowledge. In fact, there are some people who hear all the message, but they take no action. And you can go to all the seminars, you can do whatever you want to do, they can put you in a classroom, open your mind and put everything in there. If you take no action, you are no man. You can't do anything for yourself. So, if we're trying to move a step from where we are to the next level of success, one, we must unlearn. And then two, we need to relearn. And then the next one is to take the action. In 2005, I went to London. Now, when I went from, a family that didn't have much. The only savior I had was my father. I lived with my stepfather and my mom. And, when I got to the UK, I was in a library one day. And then I realized that the internet is free. And I can sit in the library, one computer to myself, and do whatever I wanted to do. I got hooked, got to church, and then I found myself a mentor, Ernest, and he's been my mentor up until today. He's one of the senior people who worked for Amazon AWS. Now, during the times that I was with him, he taught me how to code. He taught me how to do YouTube. He taught me WordPress, Drupal, Joomla, and I created websites. The first website I created was hiplifelovers.com. At the time, it was rivaling with Deborah, Chris Vincent, Ghana Celebrities, Big X, and it did marvelous. I did that myself, simply by being an autodidact, learning from mentorship, doing everything that I could to code and put that website up. That was how I used to take care of my siblings that I left here. I didn't stop there. Now we're speaking about multiple streams of income. I could see that this little internet, this small computer can create opportunities for me and my family. So I moved on to the next step, which is, can we learn how to fix computers so that we can provide that services for people? So I went back to my mentor and I said, can you teach me how computer hardware works? He taught me, and I did that, and I created flyers. And if you live, anywhere outside of this country, in Europe and US, other parts, you see that there's a block of flats. So I created flyers, go into the apartment, and then drop everything in there. That's where I got my first customer, Chance Delgado, a Caucasian lady who loved to work with me, and she paid me per hour 17 pounds. A 17-year-old boy, 17 pounds. That was fantastic, and that supported my family yet again. Now, fast forward, I've got all these skills. It didn't stop there.
I moved on to magnifying the things I was doing on YouTube. At the time, this was the early stages of YouTube. I had streaming accounts, I had Dailymotion accounts, I had Vimeo accounts, where I was just putting several things on there. Now, what all of these things taught me was that it gave me the skills that I'm using today. Fast forward, I finished pharmacy school, met my business partner in 2013, University of Kent. We sat in the car and I told him that, bro, I want to start a business. And he goes, do what? We're pharmacists. And I said, we're going to start a business that is going to be based on the internet because of my love for the internet. So we created our first telehealth business over 10 years ago. Very quickly, every skill that I learned when I was young, when my mentor was teaching me, that is how I was able to take my business from 0 to millions. That's the power of being an autodidact, learning for yourself and applying the things that you learn. Okay. If you remember, there's a company that was called AOL. Has anybody heard of that company, AOL? If a company decides to not innovate, they die. AOL was powerful those days. In fact, next month, Skype is going away as well. Most of these companies have not innovated. They have not understood that this whole internet thing, this whole information stuff, it works with innovation and critical thinking. So if you have a business here today, and you don't have a team that thinks for your business, that innovates for your business, you're going to lose that business at some point. Because the young cats that are coming out of university, they're thinking rapidly on how they can take over businesses and make people's life a lot easier, more convenient, and provide better services for them. If you create a business today, it's no longer about service, it's about experience. Now, I remember the first hotel you went to. Do you remember the room or the service? Do you remember the experience or the room? Do you remember the room or the service? Now, when someone makes you feel good, if you have a customer that walks into your shop or calls you on the phone and you pick up the phone, hi, my name is this, how can I help you? They feel warmth. We don't tend to get that a lot here. Now, this is something I talk about on my podcast a lot. Because if a business doesn't have experience-based customer service, they don't have enough customer retention. And if you want to remain in that business and retain customers repeatedly, it will cost you to acquire that customer. But to retain that customer, you need to give them an experience. If you missed affiliate marketing, which I did, affiliate marketing was, pretty nice for me. You missed drop shipping. Drop shipping is either you do drop shipping offline or online, and I can teach you exactly how you can do offline drop shipping. So let's go to Accra or China Mall. Pick up 20 products that you like. Don't buy it. Use your phone, take pictures, record videos, create a TikTok account, and start putting the products on there. You know exactly how much they sell it in China Mall or Accra. If people buy that product, go quickly, go pick up that product and come and sell it. If you do that for 6 months, you will have enough following and you would have amassed enough customers for any business that you want to do. Most people, the way they do it is that they start the business online. If it starts working, then they create a shop front. Today, it's not necessary to have a shop front. You can do everything online. Ali Abdar earns £10 million every single year from his YouTube account. Not just the YouTube, he's created courses around it. He has a mastermind group. Now, if we're really trying to understand the whole new age of making money, we need to tap into the internet. We need to tap into the easier way of doing it. And the easiest way is that you create content. And the money you can make from creating content, creating courses is more than what you can make from a product. Because think about it. If I create a course today, like what we do in Connected Academy, that course was created in 1 day. However, you pay for it, it will be there till eternity. Until I decide that I want to change the course. So every time you pay for that course, 500 cedis you pay for it, I get paid. But I didn't pick up a product. All I needed to do was have a funnel that will push you into the course. That's all. If Senior Captain decides everything I know, I'm going to turn it into a course. And all the young chaps out here, if you want to learn things from him, that course is available on his website. Just get it. Even when he's gone, people will still pay for that. We've seen that many times. Jim Rohn has done it. Bob Proctor has done it. There are examples. But around here, we're behind. So if you really want to do it, let's tap into the whole information stuff. Let's tap into the whole internet and innovate and then push ourselves forward. Because you make so much money. Money comes so fast with the internet. You doubt. In fact, people will doubt the source of that money. Right. Now, I then moved to Ghana 6 years ago. And then I told myself, my business partner is doing well in the UK. You do everything there, and then I will come to Ghana and replicate everything we've done in the UK in Ghana. Says, yeah, come on, let's do it. Then I saw a gap in the market. Young people need information. They need knowledge, and they need to break their limiting beliefs. Because a lot of people think, I don't want to say that word, but a lot of people don't believe that they can actually become wealthy through the legal means. Most people think a term I call the lottery mindset. I'm going to work with this man, and just by being with him, maybe, he will dash me some money, and then that will set me for life. Life doesn't work like that. Most people, that's how they think. So the whole chairman stuff is simply for them to just give them some breadcrumbs to take care of their family. But people can actually wake up and know the power they have in their hand and change their lives too. So we can have more chairmen. And the truth is, with the internet, the barrier to entry is almost nothing. All you need is data, courage, confidence to put the camera to your face and say, hey, my name is Derek, and today I'm going to teach you how you can make money on the internet. Anyone can do it. Anyone. There was a lady whose mom used to export yams, and the woman's business was dropping a little bit. So she decided that I'm going to go on the internet and I'm going to record a video on the whole process. The orders were flying in the roof. She changed the fate of that business forever. Every customer that your business is looking for is on the phone. They're on the phone. And all you have to do is put that business in front of them, and they will patronize it as long as the service is good. That's all. So if I see businesses who don't even have content creation space, I'm saying that, look, this new age is not for you. Because every business you have that is turning over about $1 million USD must have a space that is dedicated to content creation. I'm telling you. Otherwise, you are not part of the game. In exactly 5 to 10 years, you would realize this information. Now, if you've missed all those things, there's one thing you should not miss. It's called social selling, and I'm sure you've seen it on TikTok a lot, where people put camera to your face and then they are selling shoes, they're selling that. This is just the beginning. In the next 5 to 10 years, it's going to be big. All you need is a warehouse. Get a warehouse, put a lot of things there, have different content creators come in, and then they just marketing the products. You will sell so much. And these are ideas you can just execute today. When I thought about the business, the reason why I thought about the pharmacy online was because I did not have the money to go through the whole NHS system and get myself a shop front and be restricted by distance and needs assessment. No. So I said, look, Ed, we will do it through just a warehouse and do a hub and spoke model. And we made it happen. You must think different. If somebody is doing it like this, think around it. Because one of the ways that people make money is just looking at somebody's idea and then thinking around it. Because if you really deepen it, nothing is created, nothing. Everything has been created. We just need to uncover, and that's all we're doing. God has created everything we need, and we just uncover. So if this is working, you can become a millionaire. But if this is not working, life will be a damn struggle. And I'll say the quote again. The purpose of knowledge is action, not more knowledge. My name is Derek Abaite.
you so much, Derek. We'll take a few questions, so please don't leave yet. Alright, so I think I'll do just about 5. So if you want to ask, please come this way. There's 5, but each one has 1 question, please. Alright, thank you. I have my mic. Yes, madam.
Hello. Thank you for the short presentation. I'm Julia Washiado, the founder of Be Kind Foundation and Be Kind Podcast. I'm interested in how you are able to monetize your podcast because I haven't made any money out of it yet.
Okay. So everything I've done on the podcast so far has been out of pocket. And I've got a dedicated studio. I spend close to 30,000 USD on that. It's out of pocket. My purpose is not to make money. My purpose is to impact. So I haven't made money yet, but the money will come. It's as a result of the work that you do. So this is not my first stream of income. So don't try to take my approach. It may not work. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for the opportunity. So, Mr. Derek, my question is, we live in a society where it is very difficult for people to understand that you cannot make it whilst you are young. Or they even think that sometimes you are being sakawa. How do you handle such comments in the society? That's my question for you.
Yeah. So this was something that has happened to me several times. My neighbors somewhere around East Legon, you know, they look at me and then they say a lot of things. I've had a time where I came out of my car and then somebody just walked and then said, "Wait, this is a bureau in the baby." And then I turned around and then I said, "Good luck." You know, when you go to Dubai, you see a lot of young people, and because of the internet, they've got stacks. Here, when you have money, people look at you differently. You must have a pot belly, you know. Look, that time is gone. It's gone. A young man can have their money. My little boy, 6-year-old, has started learning how to code. And he's thinking of developing his first app. If he blows at the age of 15, so be it. It's his money. And we must allow young people to also lead in positions that they want to and tell their stories.
My name is Sigfrid. I want to ask, as a young person, how do you lead your team? What is your core value? Because one of your interviewers on your podcast says that his house help was stealing him. So I want to ask, how do you deal with people? And my second question is to Mr. Amoabeng. How can I join your community? How can I join your leadership community after here?
Okay, thank you. So there's something I wanted to say, right? I saw my stepfather going from, today he was planting sugarcane, the next time it was, you know, palm oil, then the next time it was cocoa, and every time he moved to one business, the next one, you know, the first one messed up. Now, the way I do it is, I've got teams in France, I've got a team in India, and I've got a team in the UK and in Ghana. So before I move to the next business, it's delegated 100%. There are systems in place to make sure that business is running successfully. Now, my approach is, in Ghana, is very simple. I will lose about 25% of my money. It's okay. But if I catch you, you are fired.
So I'd like to good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Ohini Asante, and I'm an advocate for the role of connected minds. My question is very simple. I want you to speak to the issue of education and schooling. I know you're a professionally trained pharmacist, but today you're into entrepreneurship, business, coaching, leadership, and all that. But someone might be studying something far away from what he really wants to do. How do they juggle between them? Young people, maybe someone is studying something different, but the person might do well with social media and new media. How did you do it, and how can they learn? Thank you so much.
So if you go through the story a little bit, you realize that because of the pain and the trauma that I went through with my siblings, there was the desire to liberate the family. So that desire is burning really hard. I keep telling them that what is chasing me is a cheetah. So it makes me move pretty fast. Now, I was never going to work. As a matter of fact, that business was born when I was working as a trainee pharmacist under my tutor. And anytime it was 6 o'clock, I got out and he's like, Charlie, you need to wait a little bit, because he was Ghanaian. You need to wait a little bit so that we can clean up. And I said, boss, I'm gone. I hated working. Look, and if the passion is in you to be an entrepreneur, which is different from a businessman, because in many parts of Africa, somebody can come together, Charlie, let's bring this container and make some quick money. That's business. As an entrepreneur, you solve problems and you get your hand dirty. If you're that person, you can make it work. So follow that passion. You know, if it comes, follow it. You don't necessarily have to be a doctor like they wanted me to. You know, you don't necessarily have to. But remember, if that call that is on you, that you really want to follow, the path, if it doesn't work, you'll be a radical. Right? So you need to make sure you do everything to make it work. Otherwise, they will pass your food like this.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Daniel Asante, and I'm a pharmacy student as well. Anyway, hearing from you, a pharmacist, I'm really touched. Also, with the fact that almost every skill you know, you actually spend time to learn, emphasize the importance of learning anything you want to know or enter into. So, I wanted to ask, actually, when you started the pharmacy online, okay, so were you still affected by the regulations? Were you, like, did you have to go through all that? Because if you're doing it, let's say physically, you have to be using the all these things. Yeah.
All right. So my pharmacy business started from the UK. I've got a pharmacy here, but it started from the UK, right? The regulations are two different things. In the UK, you have two types of licenses. There's distance selling, right? And there's a brick and mortar. So what I went for was distance selling. That allowed me to be anywhere in the UK and still provide a service to a lot of people. I'll come there. I'll get there, right? So that's why I went for that. I didn't really understand that, so I made a little bit of money and then I paid a lawyer to do all the work for me. That's very important when you're dealing with foreign regulators. It's very important. Now, it got to a time where regulations changed with the telehealth services. Some products that we're working on did no longer work online, and that crushed the business. What cushioned us was the other sources of income we had, which is why this conversation is very important. In Ghana, when I came to Ghana, I hired a consultant to speak to the Pharmacy Council to find out whether we can replicate the same model, telehealth services. They told us point blank, we don't have the regulation to take care of that at the moment. So I did this and just opened a brick and mortar pharmacy. Yeah, I'm sure they will get it in the future.
Connected minds, yes, the light of our generation. That is how I call your podcast. So I'm Jamila. One thing that I've come to learn as part of my personal development journey is creating systems or leverage in terms of wealth creation, because if you want to create wealth and without your access, you are not making money, then the wealth creation for me does not exist, because I believe as you are standing here now, money is still entering into your account. So my question is, in terms of the social media content creation and all the internet stuff, how do you create a system whereby, with or without you, money should still be flowing into your account? Thank you very much.
Okay. So today I spoke with a company that does consultation for Ali Abdal. That's why I put his number out there very quickly, because we're thinking of doing something for Connected Academy. And they laid out exactly what they have done. So the dude is gonna go through his audience on either Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, and then he's got a funnel, one page that says that if you want to join the masterclass, click here. That takes you straight to a sign-up page. That page will take you to a course. This, even if Ali dies, that system will carry on. The only thing he needs to do is will it to the people in the family. That's all. The way you do it is you can have products, and that's something we are working on at the moment. Have a product that you talk about. A product that sits in the shop, shops, normal products, right? You can do that. And then you can create courses as well. Write books, amazing. And by the way, get the 4 Pillars to Success by Derek. It's only 40 pages. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Derek. Please take your seat. I know most of you came because of Wode. Unfortunately, he had an emergency, so he couldn't make it. I will all say that Derek has done so well, and thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we all agree that we do have dreams, right? But it takes boldness for us to be able to manifest our dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a young man that God gave him this dream, and today we are here because of him. Let's welcome the founder of the Young Professional Business World, Prophet Daniel Amoabeng. Prophet Dan, I thought you were going to do it. God is using him for mighty things. Thank you so much, Papa, for everything. God bless you. So there are other people here who are doing amazing, and they ought to impact us as well. So we are here, and I know some of you are also doing very well. There are people that you want to meet to enable you to get to the next step. There's this man, and he is actually freeing prisoners. Last year, he freed over 50 prisoners. Currently, he has a school that he's paying for about 300 students to have free education. Let's welcome Jaden Wode, who is the founder and managing director of United Hands for Change.
So, good evening, everybody. I'm a bit nervous because I didn't know I'm here today. I was invited by Pastor Daniel Amoabeng, whom I met like 2 weeks ago on a flight when I was on my way to Ghana. And then he invited me today. I got here today, and then he tells me, Jaden, I want you to talk about what you are doing. So bear with me. I'm a bit nervous, and when the time comes for you to ask questions, please have mercy on me. All right, first of all, I am Jaden. I live in Switzerland. I work as a managing director in Switzerland. And today I want to talk about how to become a game changer in abroad as a black person. We are all talking about entrepreneurship, starting a business, but I'm sure a lot of you here want to also travel outside the country. And most of the time, I ask myself, why can't we make it here in our country? Why must we travel to white man's country to make it, right? And I am a typical example of a young black man who made it in Switzerland. So let me give a background story. You heard I work in the prison, I have a school helping people and all that. But one thing is that I've come to realize in my journey that a lot of young people want to become somebody, but they don't know what they want to become, right? And that's the first step in becoming successful when you travel outside. Know who you are. You know, we all have this perception of white people that they are very well trained, they have everything under control, they have a good system. But you have to understand that they actually took time to study who they want to become. You see? So I asked myself, how can you know who you want to become if you already don't know who you are? And let me take you quickly into the story of Adam and Eve in the Bible, when God created them into the Garden of Eden. And whenever God went to the garden, he went straight to them. Until one day, he left his purpose. And when God came in, his first question was, where are you? Right? That is a sign for me that as a person, you need to know who you are and where you want to be in life. Right? So, I've been in Switzerland for about 12 years now, actually. And it all started, I think, 4 years ago when I had a big blow. You know, I was accused of stealing in a job that I was working then. And a lot of us hear about racism and all that in abroad and all that. It is actually true, and I faced that, right? But with me, what happened was that even though it was a big blow, but I made it something positive out of it, which is I started putting value on myself, which our great father said earlier on. In order to make it, you have to have some value. What is that one thing that you have
that the people don't have, right? So the whole story started like, I was working with this big man, a very rich person in Switzerland. And I realized that most of his rich friends that he was working with, were all complaining about one thing: their taxes. It's way huge, way high, and they don't know what to do with it. As a young black guy, what do I do? Well, it's not my business if they have to struggle with that. But then I came up with an idea that, you know what? I have this vision in me, I have this dream in me. Why don't I turn that into a solution for these white people? Make money out of it, and then do whatever that I want to do in Ghana. Now, what did I started reading, I started researching about these taxes and all that in Switzerland, and I realized that if you are able to donate 1/3 of your profit every year into a charity work, your taxes come down by 40%. So what do? I go to them and I tell them, you know what? I have a solution. Well, at that time I was just 19 years old, and you can imagine, my boss smiled at me and I was like, you know what, Jada, just sit somewhere and we'll talk about it later. It took about almost a year for him to pay attention and listen to what I have to say. So I tell him that, you know what, I have a dream of being a victim advocate in my country. I have a dream of bringing hope to the hopeless. I have a dream of giving young children a better education, because I remember those days when I was schooling here in Ghana, and then I would go to school in the morning, and for whatever reason, most of my friends would be sacked to go home again because they didn't pay their school fees. So it became a burden to me. I was like, why must a child suffer for the fact that the mother and father is not paying the school fees, right? So I wrote a concept and I told them, you know what, I want to set up a school in Ghana. I want to set up some NGO in Ghana. And what did I do? They told me, you know what, go to Ghana, go and study the system, go and do a feasibility study and whatever that you have to do, and bring us the feedback. I come to Ghana, and trust me, this difficult system here in Ghana wouldn't allow me to really break through all the stones that I have to break through. However, I managed enough to get my concept done. So I went back to abroad and I told them, you know what, boss, I have the concept ready. Let's get work done. And he tells me, Jada, but there is a problem. Before you can do it, we need to register your NGO here in Switzerland. Who? 19 years old boy who wants to register an NGO in Switzerland. Is it going to take you serious? But then, I think it was the will of God. I started getting all my documents together, everything. I moved from one office to the other. There are some people you can sense, hey, they don't have time for you. There are other people who also gives you some level of motivation and all of that. But then I was able to register my NGO in Ghana, and I also registered one here. I registered one in Switzerland, and I registered one here in Ghana, and I formed the board of directors. And today, as we are standing here, even today, I was at the prison headquarters. I am working on a project of releasing 300 inmates in December for the first time in history. And also, I have a school in Kumasi, which was actually founded by my father, but currently I'm the one handling everything, with about 465 students, and almost 90% of them hasn't paid anything, so it's like... So now, let me bring it back to becoming the game changer. I think I already spoke about it, having some level of value, which our father also spoke about it. You need to solve the problem, you understand? And the only way you can solve the problem is that one thing that I've realized about many young ones when I come to Ghana is that we have the problem with the fact that there is a lot of noise going on the social media, a lot of noise going on around us, and sometimes we doesn't even allow God to speak to us in the midst of all these chaos and in the midst of all these problems in this world and all that. But one thing that I can tell you for free is that if you know who you are, then trust me, you are 80% gone in life. That is the first step, knowing who you are. I think one of my role models, Freedom Jacob Caesar, spoke about it, the 7 core principles of life. And that's actually what I followed to get to where I am today. You have to know who you are. And when you talk of knowing who you are, it's not about your name, your age, or your favorite food or whatever it is, but it's about understanding why you are here. I believe that the purpose of this microphone is to let everybody hear the voice, or my voice. The moment, isn't it? The moment I'm not speaking into it, it becomes useless. So I personally believe that every human being can actually also become useless in the sight of God because you're not performing the purpose. You understand? So until you live according to the purpose and will of God, God can never see you. And that's why I spoke about Adam and Eve earlier. When God created Garden of Eden, it is his property. He knows every corner. But why then does he ask, where are you? Meaning, he wasn't seeing them inside his purpose, in his will. So if I would beg everybody here today, listen to me, is sit down, say to yourself, who are you? Who do you want to become in the next 3, 4, 5 years? Don't take it too hard. Not 10 years, not 20 years, but rather in the next 3 years. And also, I want to speak about discipline. Discipline is very, very important. As I am standing here, I live in Switzerland. Switzerland is one of the richest countries. But everything that I'm wearing today, I bought it here in Ghana. I don't bring clothes from abroad. I don't buy clothes. You can ask Prophet when he met me on the flight. I had only my laptop bag with me, and then my clothes and everything were waiting here in Ghana. Why? I could buy them in Switzerland. It doesn't mean I am chisel or prepared. No. It doesn't mean that way. But all that I'm trying to say is that, common discipline, even when the Bible says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, it's not talking about all things like all things. You cannot still through Christ who strengthens you. You understand? But you can do things that Christ wants you to do. The person that Christ wants you to become. And it takes discipline. The Bible also says we are all going to race. But who win? It takes people who want to make it, who are ready to make it. Right? It doesn't mean kill yourself, as our father said. Don't kill yourself, but at least have everything under control. Be someone who is always on track, on focus. Right? So being disciplined in life is very important. And again, our time, as we are here today, learning from leaders, learning from people who have made it in life, there are also people standing at the heat, trying to plow, whatever it is. I'm not against that, don't get me wrong. But the point is, we all have 24 hours in a day. We on this stage, we don't have 34 hours. We also have 24 hours. But the question is, what do we do with our time? If you might spend 8 hours sleeping, someone might spend 3 hours on TikTok working videos. I don't have a problem with that. But at the end of the day, you would have to know the result that you are creating for yourself. So how we manage our time is very important. If you live in abroad, whoever have lived in abroad before will tell you, my brother, I hope you can testify to that. If you are 1 minute late, the train is gone. They don't care wherever you are, whether you are Jaden or who you are. They don't care. So managing our time as young people is very important. When I was listening to my role model, Freedom Jacob Caesar, he made some very interesting breakdown for me, and he said, you know what? The Bible says everybody, I'm not good at that. Prophet, you will have to help me. The Bible says everybody has 70 years to live, isn't it? Right. So Freedom Jacob Caesar said, you know what? 70 years, our first 5 years on earth, we don't know anything. We are trying to make it in life. We are trying to learn how to talk, how to walk, and all of that. So by nature, 5 years out of your life, it's gone. It's gone. You can't control it. Our last 5 years on earth, we know everything, we have everything, but we don't have time. So in total, 10 years out of your life is gone just like that. You can't control it. Leading us to 60 years. Now imagine you are sleeping 8 hours every day. So let's say we are sleeping 20 years out of our life. Leaving us with 40 years. With this 40 years, I want to travel abroad. I want to build houses. I want to start a business. I want to marry. I want to have kids. I want to travel. But the question is, are you guaranteed that you will see this 40 years?
No. So what do you do with your time? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, So, since the founder is here, you can take your seat, Jaden. Thank you so much. All right, since the founder is here, I think we would like to hear a word or two from him, right? Want to know how he's done it so far. So, Prophet Daniel Martin.
Thank you very much. Can we please be on our feet to celebrate our father, our mentor, Captain Prince Kofi Amoabeng, Mr. Game Changer. Thank you so very much. And let's also honor our brother here, Connected Minds. I've been watching your podcast and it's so amazing. And thank you very much for being here, our able MC. Clap your hands for that. Thank you. Let me see. I want to please call all the executives from your professional business network. I want to please all come to the stage. All executives that have been able to help to put this event together. We started Young Professionals December 2023, and it's been so amazing. Let's clap our hands for our executives. Can you please come? All executives, can you please come? Thank you very much for coming. Yeah. We are all sitting now. Are you not an executive? Why not? Yeah. Oh, come. Everybody, all executives. Somebody let's clap on for all the executives. They've been working so hard. They've been working so hard to put our meetings together. And so far we've had about 7 different meetings in investments, in different ways, networking, how to be empowered to change the society. Because I believe that the young people, we are supposed to change everything in this nation, for real, whether you like it or not. Although the politicians are quite old, that we want to push young people into every sphere of this particular fabric of nation. And I believe that young professionals, we are getting there very soon. We are getting there very soon. Thank you very much for your commitment and your dedication. You're working so hard behind the scenes to make this success. Thank you very much. Now, I will speak for just 5 minutes, then the last speaker will come. I'm also sorry for all those people who couldn't get a place to sit. We are really sorry. If you are seated, I want you to point your hand to them and say sorry to them. Please, sorry. Point your hand to them and say sorry to them. Thank you very much. Now, there's something about life. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody will believe in you. If you don't trust what you carry, nobody will ever trust what you carry. I'm telling you the truth. You know, when we started Young Professionals, my executives have always been fighting with me on one reason. They've always been saying, anytime we have an event, let's go and look for sponsors. And they'll mention different names in Ghana. Let's go to this person, let's go to this person. But for all our events, we've never gone for sponsorship. The risk of... Now, it's not because we have a lot of money lying down for us to go and pick from. But if you don't believe in what you are doing, nobody will mind you. And especially in our nation, Ghana, if you want to do different events and you write different letters and go for corporate sponsorship, you know the issues that come with it. But when they see what you are doing and they see the results, they will be coming for you. So I want to advise everybody, whatever you are doing, don't wait for anybody. Try as much as possible to do it very well, and they will chase after you. Because our lives are always shaped by these 4 things. Number one, the food you eat. Number 2, the books you read. Number 3, the people you listen to. And last one, your environment. Because your environment will determine so many things that are connected to your life. And I want to charge everybody, whatever that you are doing, push very hard. With God's grace and with God's power, all things work together for your good. Our next event, by the grace of God, will be coming off in the month of June. And I want us to have it all the way at Moving Peak. And the title of the event will be called Connect and Arts. Connect and Arts. we can put it in a different way, connect and move. It will be a cocktail event, and it's only about connection. And make sure that as you connect to the correct person, you begin to move. And this is what I want us to do. We will call different people who are doing work in different sectors: entertainment, politics, banking, finances, media, different sides. And all those who are doing well, you have different stages for all those people. So if you come and you want to do very well in social media, you go to that place for your cocktail. You have time with them, speak to them, everything. And I'll make sure that whatever they can do to help somebody, they will be able to do it to them. We always speak about dishonesty in our nation, and people are wicked, people are bad. But just because people are bad, you can't sit down and say because of that you are running away from people. You will meet somebody who's quite older, they were doing nice business, people messed up with them, and they said because people are bad, they don't want to be connected to people. Listen to me, everybody needs somebody. No matter who you are, even Jesus, the Son of God, when he was born, people brought him gold. It was not an angel that brought him the gold. It is human beings that brought him the gold. So everybody, you need a human being that will put something in your hands. So that event that will be called Connect and Move is going to be full of connections and we move as well. I met JD about 2 weeks ago. I was coming from the US. I went for a short meeting. So we had a transit at Amsterdam. And I jumped on the flight. So I was quite tired because I was only in the US for just 1 day. I went to sign the document to come back. So I was very tired. So when I slept and I woke up after eating, he was just passing by. He walked to me and said, are you that pastor? I said, yeah, I'm the pastor. He said, are you brother? I said, yeah, we are brothers. He said, I've been following you. I said, what do you do? He said he's been in Switzerland for about 12 years. And he works with a billionaire. The man is very rich. He's a lawyer, but he's into real estate. And he spoke to me about the tax system. If you can offload some of your taxes for charity events, they will, if you can offload some of your profits, they will slash your tax into about 40% of it. And the stuff this young man is doing is so great. But I spoke to you that everybody needs somebody. Because when I was speaking to him, because he grew up in Kumasi, that's where he's been staying all his life. So when he landed in Ghana, I think the same night or the next day, he went back to Kumasi. And he was speaking to me that, man of God, there are so many things I need to do. But I need somebody to also mentor me, show me what to do, so that he'll be able to generate funds in Ghana. So that next time, he doesn't have to take funds from Switzerland and come and do this job. And I started advising him about agriculture, real estate, and so many other things. And by the connection to young professionals, we are about to set up a farm, a very big farm. And we're setting up a big farm, and also we do more into real estate. Many people don't know, when the spillage happened in Akosombo 2 years ago, the flood, do you all remember the flood that came in Ghana? That was so bad. We went over there and donated so many things to them. We were the first church that went over there. We went to 2 food trucks of everything you can ever think about. Mattresses, bread, water, bags of rice, everything. But after we were done, I saw old people, 80 years, 90 years, 70 years, they were sleeping in the classroom. So children in the area, they don't go to school. They go to school under the tree because all the people in the village, they are in the classroom. I felt inside of me to really build something for them, and as I'm talking right now, we are building accommodation for them for 100 different families. Right now, we've even done the painting. In 2 months' time, everything will be done. In 2 months' time, everything will be done, and this was the catch. Captain, I said to the chiefs that we have come here to do this one for you for free. And when you check the area, they have plenty lands. And I said to them, we don't need anything. What will you do for us? He said, anything at all. So he asked to give us 1,000 acres of land. So now we have 1,000 acres of land over there for free. We are not paying any money. So we are going to do agriculture. We are also going to build schools for them as well. We are also set up universities, so many other things, manufacturing plants to support people. And the idea is for young professionals. young professionals. We're going to demarcate the total land area. So if you and your group, you are very smart to work on agriculture, about 10 people can give you about 5 acres. Do your farming, harvest it, and sell it off. If you want us to become the off-takers, we become the off-taker for you. That is what we want to do in this nation. It's not been easy, but by the grace of God, we've done the painting, we've done the roofing. Currently, where's Lawyer Elliot? Currently, I think we are doing, is Lawyer Elliot here? Is Lawyer Elliot here? Is Lawyer Elliot here? Yeah. Currently, we are doing the ceiling and also the lighting, then we'll be done. And we'll go over there and launch it. When we are launching, all young professionals will go over there. All young professionals will go over there. Now, the last speaker that is coming, I met him just about 3 weeks ago. He said something that really blew my mind. He works with a couple of guys who are into social media, digital marketing, smart guys. And they walked to me and said to me, "It's Elliot here. I want you to give me the current update for the projects, okay? And also the 3D view, the current update as well, give it to the media." So these guys walked to me. Most of you know about them on social media, Remsova, you know, the digital guys. And they said they have a friend. And this friend, he does Facebook monetization. Everybody knows about YouTube monetization. People make money from YouTube, with the mayor, all of them. But let me tell you the truth. The Facebook monetization is way bigger than the YouTube. Who knows about that? Wow. The Facebook money that comes out of it is so crazy. And when this young man was speaking to me, he said something. He said, "Man of God, this thing has been in Nigeria for more than 5-7 years. And they're making good money. By why Ghana?" So the people in Ghana that were very smart, they really moved their account into Nigeria. So some of these guys, I cannot mention their names. Although they live in Ghana, some of your bloggers, everything behaves as if they live in Nigeria. Because Facebook was not helping Ghanaians, but they pushed, and now Ghanaians are able to do it. And he opened some accounts to me, people, the cash out. Somebody is making $3,000 a month. Somebody $6,000. One that I opened my mouth, $33,000. Another one that I saw, $98,000. I was shocked. And the guy said to me, "Man of God, if you pastors, you know your account, people always watch your stuff. Pastors who can make good money out of it." I have a particular video on Facebook. The views I got from that video alone was 27 million views. The guy looked at me and said, "Prophet, you have lost $4 million. Because for every 1,000 views, you're supposed to get about $7 or something." I'm telling you, what is on this social media now is amazing. But unfortunately, where we come from, fooling, joking, insulting, every time you see that somebody has put a phone in front of their face, they are about to destroy somebody's destiny. But before you can enter into that, they have strict measures. If you joke small, they will log you out. And this one, they are real figures. Some of the people who are making the money, I saw everything. So I want this young man to come to speak to us for about just 5 to 10 minutes about the Facebook monetization. We will put a number on the screen. Then in case, because he's also a technical guy. Now that we want him to do for us, he's taking about over 30 to 40% of the earnings that will come. And I said, listen to me. Having 2% of 1,000 is better than having 100% of 1. Can I continue? Yeah. Ghanaians don't know how to partner. So they own a business and they have 90% shares and the business is making $100 a month. But you can partner with somebody and make $10,000 a month. So he's going to charge us about 30 or 40% because he knows the language. You can learn about it, but it will take a long time. But he knows the language. And if there's a small copyright matter, they will shut you off. So he knows the copyrights, all of the stuff and everything. So
I'll let this young man come. Some of you, people are always on your Facebook. You get a lot of views. Let me see if I have people that have a lot of views on their Facebook. Yeah, let's go. And even it's not about people that have a lot of views. So long as your Facebook is active, I was surprised. You know that they've been pushing me for the past 2 years. I didn't mind them. Until the day he opened the account to me, I said, bro, I'm sorry, I'm ready. You know, churches, we do live streaming, and they pay on different ways. The live streaming, they pay. So I think Mr. Connected Man, he already knows about it. Do you know about it? I think you already know about it. Yeah. But I think you need this guy.
Definitely.
Because when I see your videos on Instagram, a lot of views, and you can make no less than $10,000 a month when I see your views. I'm telling you the truth. And I see Captain who is very active on social media. And do you know how social media pays you? Because they do advert on that page. When you monetize, they now do advert on your page. So sometimes you go on the pages of people and you see different adverts. Anytime they are advertising, they are making money. Last year, Facebook revenue from only advertising was $770 million. Just last year. I think it's either million or billion, because I'm reading a course in data, digital and data privacy. I'm reading an online course at Harvard University, so something that I'm really reading about. And I was shocked. And out of the studies, it was said that Facebook doesn't charge you, right? You know, when you register on Facebook, it doesn't charge you, but you are paying for it because they sell your data out. So anytime you register, name, religion, gender, education, they profile you and they sell it to the advertising companies and they make billions. And that's what they now use for their models for the advertising. So when they can advertise on your page, when they make 10,000 from you, then they'll give you about $5. When they give you $5, if you have plenty stuff, then it will come. So I think, where's Alvin? That will be the last speaker, speaking for about 10 minutes, and he'll talk to us about it. Alvin over here, amen. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, before Alvin comes, do follow us on Young Professional Businesses webpage on Facebook or Instagram. Let me see if I have those who don't follow us. Let me see those who don't follow. Ask the person, if somebody sits by you, what are you waiting for? So please pick up your phone and just click on join right now. Pick up your phone and click on join. So please, Alvin, you can, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alvin Serwaa. I am Facebook monetization expert based in Accra. Today, I've been honored to speak to you guys about Facebook monetization. So I'm gladly going to share what I know about Facebook monetization to you all. Okay, so I believe all of us here has a platform on social media. We do TikTok, we do Snapchat, we have YouTube, then Facebook. But the narrative out there is that it's only TikTok that has the highest earnings, or that pays its creators with highest earning. But on field, it's a total lie. In fact, we have realized that most of the youths now don't even engage with Facebook at all, because TikTok seems to make the job easier. You just get on the platform, pick someone's sound, then just put yourself out there. To start with a caution, this is my very first caution. If you keep doing this for the next 100 years, we can say that you are wasting your time on social media. So therefore, you don't have to be there. You have to find something else doing with your time. Now, there is a professional way of staying on Facebook or staying on any of the platforms I mentioned, which is Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube, then Instagram. TikTok is mostly for basic content creators. Basic. You don't have to do much. So that with that, they are not going to pay you. They are only going to ask you to ask for people to give you gifts. But I don't think that is what we all want. We want some nobility, and we have some ego to protect. I wouldn't want to be on live asking for gifts, you understand? So it's more of that. If the platform is professional like Facebook, then we work with them. So most of my speech is going to be on Facebook. I think this is the fifth time I mentioned Facebook, because Facebook can do a magic for everybody here. Now, let's look at Facebook from Ghana here. Since 2012, Ghana wasn't eligible to monetize from this very part of the world. But fortunately for us, last year, June, we were included in the monetization system. That simply means that if you're a creator and you are in Ghana, you can go out there, shoot your content, post it, and you get paid. And we are not talking about little figures. We are talking about figures that you can decide not to do any other business, but rather focus on creating content on Facebook. YouTube does well as well, but now you can see that they are sinking a bit because of TikTok availability. So now the challenge lies between TikTok and Facebook. YouTube, it's so hard to penetrate over there or pave through over there. So yeah, Facebook makes it easier and gives you the much money. So if we are looking at becoming a professional creator on Facebook, it simply means that you have to create your original content and be posting. Don't pick anyone's content from other platforms and think that you are going to be smart with it. If you keep doing that, the next 100 years you are not going to get anything. You have to stay original. Yeah, and also one major thing with Facebook monetization is that you have to know your in and outs, how to handle the platform. Facebook doesn't deal with emotions. It doesn't matter that you've struggled so much, like you've been on the platform for like 10 years. If you keep doing the wrong thing, you'll be there for 100 years, they will not mind you. Somebody will jump in the next 3 months, 5 months, he's excelling or she's excelling over there. So Facebook doesn't deal with emotions. So if you plan of working with them, then you have to probably have a guide or have someone who already knows about it to guide you through. And I think basically that's the reason why Prophet asked me to come and share my knowledge, so that any of you who has interest in working with Facebook or becoming a creator on Facebook can probably, a number will be displayed, call, and we will talk to you, guide you how you can excel with Facebook. So let's look at the eligibilities. What do you need to be to become a Facebook creator or to also earn on Facebook? You will need to have at least 10,000 followers. At least that's the minimum you can start with. 10,000 followers, and with that, it's so easy to make it on Facebook. When you start posting reels, a single reel can get you let's say 3,000 followers, just a single reel on Facebook, right? That is if you are doing things right for them. So it's so easy. The 10,000 shouldn't scare anybody. You can take your time, a month to be making your 10,000 followers, then you will start from there, earning money. And also, the next thing is you need to have watch hours or watch time. The watch time normally starts from 60,000 to 600,000. Now, the 60,000, let me break it down a bit. Facebook has different forms of making money, okay? They have like 5 tools. They have in-stream ads, they have ads on reels, then they have bonus, they have stars and subscriptions. I've mentioned like 5 of them. So let's say you have in-stream ads. In-stream ads, you are required to have only 10,000 followers, then have 60,000 watch minutes. You understand? With that, you are eligible. But if you want to jump on reels, you need to make 600,000. And the reason is that reels get to the people easily than the in-stream ads. So some of the creators we work with will come and be like, okay, my content is a long form content. I don't want the reels, because the reels only gives you like 2 minutes. You cannot post more than a long form, like 5 minutes content. So yes, and if you are staying within that 2 minutes, then fine, you can chase your 600 and still be earning. But if you have a long form, then you don't even have to do too much. You can just stay within the 60,000 watch minutes and start earning from there. Another thing I've done with the reels and the in-stream ads, and we have the bonus. The bonus is actually huge, but that one, is invited by merits. You understand? Facebook would have to look into your profile, look on your page to confirm that you are following their guidelines and policies. With that, they can call you at any time for you to come and join the bonus program. So before I end, I'll share some of screenshots. For security reasons, I'll share last year ending screenshots of some of the earnings from somebody who lives in Ghana here. Probably, I cannot lie to myself, some of the earnings I've made from Facebook, and that's the list. And I'm not going to show that to just put myself on a certain standard. I'm just going to show that so that you guys have a proof. This will tell you that you can quit everything you are doing, or what you are doing is not really profiting you. Okay, what you are doing is not, what you are doing, all right, thanks for the correction. What you are doing is not really profiting you, and you find a very big space over there, and you think you can do better, you can focus over there and join. And also, with Facebook, it doesn't belong to only filmmakers. Okay, with their monetization, it's for everybody. You can be a medical doctor, you can be a shoemaker, and still be earning, because whatever you are doing is what you are putting out there. You can be a chef, a cook, just that you are documenting everything you are doing and you are putting it out there. I know this content is very common with TikTok, but the risk with TikTok is that TikTok is not going to pay you whilst you live in Ghana. We all know you need to create a foreign account before you can be paid back. With Facebook, it's all like that. It used to be that, but now you see that's not the case. So you can actually build from Ghana here. Now, I don't know if the MCR can project. Okay. So let's say 23rd May 2024. That was 177. That was the first time a page, a newer page. It's new. It was having only like 50,000 followers. That was how much it made. So then you realize that, yeah, it makes sense. The next month, we didn't do anything over there. Following month, now, boom, September. You can see it over there. $34,000. The following month, you have 6,000, you have 16,000, you have 7,000, you have 4,000, and this is the list. We have a page that makes more than this. So with social media, it's a great avenue to make business from there. And as Pastor said, you don't really have to quit what you are doing, but you just have to, enhance it or add this to your hustle or to your business, and you keep it growing. And also Facebook is for the income, influence, and the impact. So if you feel like you don't want the income, which I don't think anybody would deny the income, you can go for the impact. You can go for the influence as well. So I have 10 minutes, so I think I've exceeded my time. Please, if you want to work with us, this is the number to call. We will sit down with you from the scratch. Make sure that in the next 3 months, you are earning from Facebook. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Three questions. Okay, 3 questions. Two more. I have 1, 2 more. All right, 1 more. I think you can go ahead.
Good evening. Thank you, Prof, for this occasion. My name is Bless Tego. Actually, I'm a Ghanaian and Ivorian. So I'm handling this guy who's a comedian. He's in Ivory Coast. I will be trying to, monetize this page. But as you know, we'll be risking trying to talk to some Nigerians that will not be able to go ahead. He's in Ivory Coast. How can we go about it?
Okay, so let's go back to 2020. 2020, Ghana wasn't part of countries earning from Facebook, and that was when we capitalized on Facebook monetization, because we built servers across the countries that are eligible. So let's say today, when we wake up and Facebook is like, we have banned Ghana from monetizing from Facebook, our service will still be working, and the page will still be earning. So with that, wherever he or she is, we can still work with him.
Thank you, sir. wanted to ask if, let's say, you are interested in 2 or 3 days, let's say in the niches, let's say you are interested in agriculture, music, and other things, should you put all the videos or all your content in one brand, or should you separate the brands?
Okay, so I would, personally, it's not wrong posting different niche on one particular page, but professionally, you have to separate them, because we have people doing grades and they want to, you know, so if I want to see grades video, I know where I'm going to, or even if I'm to type, you know, grades videos, I know that the algorithm will take me to your page. But if it doesn't have a definite, or you haven't defined the niche, it will be very hard to excel. So separate them. Make sure you separate them.
All right, thank you so much. We've really been impacted today. So if you are not following the Young Professional Business Network on social media, I think it's about time we do so. Can we all take out our phones? Can we do so? I'm looking at you. I got my eyes on you. All right, are you taking out your phones? Can we follow Your Professional Business Network? We are on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok as well. You find us there, we can follow. So let's welcome a lawyer, Ikea, to help us present some goodies to our 2 main speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome her. We at Young Professionals Business Network are super grateful to our speakers for making time to impact us this evening, and so we want to say a very big thank you to them. Thank you so much, the ever fabulous retired Captain Kofi Amoabeng. Thank you. And to you, Derek Adaite, thank you so much as well. We know we told you short time, but you still made time for us. We are super grateful. I want to say a very big thank you to all of you that made time this evening to be impacted. Our Papa, do you have something else to say? Yes, please. Let's welcome Prophet Daniel once again.
Very much for coming. Do you have a question? Yeah, I learned after this place we have after party at stand behind for a cocktail event for free, right? Lawyer Elliot, can I get information well, the executives? I learned there's a company that wants to do it for us for free. Can somebody help me? One executives? Lawyer Elliot, Emmanuel? Yeah, can the question?
My name is Dominic Komla Atama, and I'm the founder and the managing director of an NGO called Hands Together Outreach. Actually, when Mr. JJ was doing his presentation, they didn't give us any time to ask any question. So I would like to use this opportunity to ask that question, or if after the event I will see him personally for some guidance. Thank you very much. Please, in the Ghana system, as during the presentation of our captain, this time around everybody just gets up to set up a foundation or whatever. So when you come out that you are into this, it's very difficult to get people who support you. I remember that was in last year, 25th December, that I did my launching and our first outreach program. Actually, 95% of the things we donated and everything was from my own pocket. It's not actually based on maybe because I want something from it. But even though I'm struggling, but I know that a lot of people too are struggling more than me. Therefore, it's very difficult also to break into the Ghanaian system.
Okay. So after the event, I'll link you to JJ.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. God bless you.
JD will be over here. So
hello everyone, my name is Hamza Bawa. I started a company, a business, and this year it's a sales and marketing company. So we sell on behalf of businesses and take commissions. Like we are a marketing company, right? It's a business, I don't register it yet. And so in January we made 37,000 cedis in profits, not in revenue. In February we made 35,000, it dropped cedis in profits.
Wow.
And thank you very much. March, we made 41,000 in profits.
Very important.
In profits. Right, not in revenue. It's a raw profit. And so with 3 employees. Right, and so my question is, should I go for invest? As you can see, the thing is, it's a growing company. Okay, please, let's give a big shout out to Mr. Abate. Right, he mentioned some couple of books that I'm currently reading and it's really helping. The dot-com secret and the expert secret. And so if you're in sales, I would advise you try and get and read. Yes, and so in how do you call it, profit, right?
So what's your question?
So my question is, should I go for investors, since it's a growing company, it's a growing business, should I go for investors or should I use the profit I'm making in the business to grow it? I don't know. Because if I think if I go for investors, you can easily go it faster. And we are doing it with one product. We are not using multiple, it's only one product.
My point is, if you found a niche and you are now venturing it, why are you going to share the profit with people? So you grow it, get a few more products, and then get a few more assets plus a brand, your own brand. At the right time, if the need for investor will come, it means you've got a business and therefore you need more financing. Because without a need for fund, you're doing well. So keep it up for some time. That's my advice.
Wow, amazing.
Thank you so much. Please, my name is Benjamin Kwade. I am a filmmaker and I just want to take this opportunity to say that I have equipment that is in connection to the Facebook monetization. That I have equipment that I'm ready to give it to people who want to create content. And I also train people at a full price. Since we're doing entrepreneurship.
For rental.
For rental at a full price, you'll be amazed. Thank you, you'll be so amazed.
Okay.
At a very low.
Okay. So when people call this number, we also give them information. Don't worry at all.
No problem.
All of them is about social media.
Thank you so much for your attention.
Can you give the price? Can you give us the price of the...
Okay, so I gave a set of equipment, all at 500 Ghana cedis. So you have sound, Zoom recorder, boom recorder, you have the camera, you have the Steadicam, like everything that you need to shoot.
How many
lights.
hours? How many hours?
Oh, the whole day. And apart from that, I train people. So for instance, if you want to create content, you can discuss with me and I give you ideas how to go about it and all that.
Wow, that's amazing. Clap your hands for that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. When they get the number, we will also send your number to them.
Thank you, sir. Please. My name is Benjamin Kwade.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Wow. Good. Smart businessman. Smart businessman. Let's go.
My name is Arena Sapo. And I don't even know how he actually was invited.